This, folks, is proof, as far as I'm concerned, that dreams can come true. And you're just going to have to stick around to see it. Oh, look at that. See that sign up there? See that sign right there? That means so much to me. Now, look, I've been away on a trip. Reuben hasn't shown me a darn thing, but when I left the Y62 in here last time, I chopped it in half. I was going to say I'd done a bit of welding. I hadn't done any welding on it. I can't weld to save my life. Reuben wouldn't let me do that, but it did go into panel and paint just over here, and again, he wouldn't let me do that. He shut the door, and that's the last I saw of it. I've been begging him for photos. He wouldn't show me a thing. I got a text message the other day saying, mate, come on in when you're ready. I've got something I want to show you. It's going to be my Y62. If you can't tell, I'm frothing. Come on, come this way. Come on, come on, come on. Reuben!
Hey, Graham.
How are you, mate?
Mate, I'm absolutely fabulous.
Don't care. How's my car?
Mate, it is looking tickety-boo.
Is it finished?
Yes.
Can I have a look?
Yes. Would you like the keys?
I would love the keys.
All right.
Stop holding out on me. Let's go.
Go, buddy.
Are you serious? That's my key ring. Everyone is a joker.
Mate, I reckon that just added a heap of value to
I reckon
your car.
you devalue the car. You're taking out some kilowatts, that's for sure. Is it in there?
Yes, mate. Go have a look.
Look at that, for crying out loud. Let's have a look, let's have a look. Mate, last time I saw this, it was, well, I did this chop. That was me.
Yep.
See how neat that line is there, folks? It's actually got nothing to do with nothing to do with me. Explain to the folks at home, because you've explained it to me. I mean, I still can't get over it. This is factory as far as I'm concerned. How on earth do you get that looking so neat?
Look, what we do is we run the roll bar. So the roll bar gets stitched in there, and that makes all the nice curve happen. So that's what gives us that part there, because we've got a full-on 32mm NB pipe all through there, shaped to all that, secured to the body itself, like with all these other RHSs that run through here.
Yep.
It is super, super strong, and that's what separates us from the rest of the other people that are doing these. You know, the big roll bar, if you have something go wrong, you know, that's going to be a big saving grace, in my opinion. But the whole thing about that, Graham, is ergonomically satisfying, I think.
Dude, that's a really fancy word for saying that looks absolutely amazing, ergonomically satisfying. I know the camera never does these things justice, but that edge to me is just... My mind is blown, folks. That if you ever get to see this at a show or in the bush, come and have a look at this. Run your hands up and down this, because I tell you what, there ain't no sexier legs in the industry than these ones right here. Now, I'm going to admit something here. I've thought of something, and I don't know if you have.
Yeah.
A little bit embarrassed to admit it, but I think you've made a slight mistake, but I reckon you're smart enough to figure it out. The toolboxes, which blew me away, I haven't opened these up yet. You've got a button hidden around here. Now, I know the button's there. You know the button's there. Yeah. Everybody else in Australia is going to know the button's there right now.
Everyone knows the button's there.
What's to stop someone coming in and pinching the stuff out of there? Do you just not keep stuff in there that's valuable? Just keep your WD-40 and stuff in there, do you?
Oh, you can keep whatever you like in there as far as I'm concerned. We'll just open it.
So, yeah, that's what I mean. So, if you just walk up in the street and push the button...
Oh, I must have done something wrong. Sorry, folks. It just doesn't open.
Okay, so he's been a bit smart now. So, if you can't just push the button to open it, which is what you promised me...
That's correct.
How do you get in there?
Well, key fob.
Oh, look, do I need to keep bringing this up? That is not coming with me, by the way, folks. That is being taken off there. What do you do with that, mate?
Mate, what you do is...
Yep.
You do this one, mate. Now push on that. Look at that.
So it is what... Oh, hang on. Wait, I get too excited. So this is wired into what? The central locking to what? To what's it wired into?
So there used to be a rear door here.
I remember it.
Yes.
You threw it out.
Yeah. Yes, we did. You know, where all the other Nissan parts go.
Yeah, to making tanks in the Australian Defence Forces. I know about that, mate, yeah. So what you're telling me is...
So we wire it into that circuit of the car. So you unlock your vehicle.
Yep.
Okay, that unlocks that. Okay, then the circuit, it closes off after a while.
Yep.
So you then have to then press the key again.
So that is constantly locked?
Yes.
Impossible to get in there?
That's correct.
Oh, I will admit that was playing on my mind a little bit. It's no longer playing on my mind. Now, I haven't seen this, folks. This is one of the things that I was frothing on so much. I've got so many ideas for what I'm going to keep in here. Look at that. This is the shorter of the two. There's a bigger one on the other side.
Look at that. You know, pull your tools out, do whatever you want to put on there.
That fit and finish is absolutely superb. A little lid that goes over the top. All just gets packed away.
And it doesn't slide in. Push it in.
No, you can't. That's, yeah. Okay, so what do I got to do there?
You got to pull the little lever.
Oh, of course you do.
Yeah.
And away she goes. Check this out. Look at the fit and finish on this. That comes out. Superb. Righto, so we're done with that, mate. We can pop that back in. Now, if I was to push that button again, that'll pop back out again.
Yeah.
How long does it stay unlocked for?
Well, I can't really remember the amount of time, 30 seconds or something like that.
Okay.
But if I press the button,
Yep.
lock the car.
Car's locked.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. What's troubling me? I'm not losing any more sleep over that, mate. That is, folks, if you're thinking at home that that's the best thing you've ever seen, you're damn well right it is. Reuben, it's an absolute tribute to you, mate, but just one thing I want the folks at home to see. I did sneak a look at this earlier. Come and have a look at this, folks. It doesn't just stop with that work of art there. The inside of this vehicle, mate, I don't know what your secret is, but that is gorgeous. It is absolutely schmick inside here. Carpeting all the way up. Attention to detail. A lot of these vehicles, when you look up at the roof lining, that's where it lets them down, in my humble opinion. The roof lining looks like it's been tucked in or just doesn't look neat, but that is better than factory up in there.
Well, thank you, Graham. We don't just stop there. On top of all that, we also sound deaden this whole back wall and all the floor and all that sort of stuff. So to keep the car as quiet as possible and to make it absolutely factory, how Nissan and, you know, Toyota, anyone else who would have a vehicle like this, Patrol, Land Cruiser, the works, I would expect it to be how they would produce to the public. So that's how I think.
I did not know that. So this is sound deadened all the way up through here?
Yep.
We're going to need that, mate, because when I get in this bad boy and let loose, I'm going to need all the sound deadening I can get. Now, I'm going to close up here. Just, you've got to see inside there. That is gorgeous. I'm going to close her up and have a listen to this. Oh, quality. Let's go around the back here, mate. There's one last thing. This side of things now, this is where you all sort of come into it. This is your GBMs, your tyre and wheels and all that sort of stuff has got to be ticked and approved.
That's exactly right. So with this one, Graham, we've had to get you a set of wheels and tyres that suit our GVM process, okay? You know, you've said that you're going to be doing a bit of towing maybe down the track, so we've got you the tow pack.
Yep.
You know, I've also gone, I've seen you drive a bit, Graham. You know, we've been on a few trips together now.
What are you saying?
And look, if you're going to wheel this thing, I've done a few extra little bits and bobs for you.
Right.
So under here,
Yep.
like, yes, it's independent rear suspension, but there's a big alloy housing that houses the diff centre, right? Yep. Now, I've built you an awesome diff cage, I call it.
Yep.
Okay, so it's like a set of sliders, but it's for your diff, right?
I like that. Set of sliders for your diff. It's actually a work of art, mate. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Shows me that your attention to detail is next level, and you have seen me drive. Speaking of which, the sliders down the side.
Look, the sliders are, look, I'm pretty proud of those sliders. I think they suit the vehicle shape a whole lot. It suits our extension. Okay, they tuck in nice to the vehicle and there's nothing to catch on. So whatever you put them on, they're going to slide off. There's no little bits and bobs that you're going to get stuck on. So
that's the first thing I saw with them. When you look at sliders, a lot of times there'll be something that braces the slider that hangs down below. When you hit a rock with those, you get hung up. I see it all the time on four-wheel drives, but yours are just one piece. You could literally slide across a rock with them. Hence the term sliders. Reuben, as far as I'm concerned, mate, and I tell you what, I have got an eye for perfection. You've done as much as you possibly can on this vehicle. It is a work of art, mate, and a tribute to you. There's not much else to be done here.
Appreciate that, thank you very much. The only thing that's missing is, you know, the back of it here. So I reckon you better get it down to, you know, Tim, the brother from another mother, that does all this awesome work on the back here. So better get it on the truck, mate.
We'll get her on the truck, Timbo. We'll see you down there very soon. Mate, I just want to say from the heart, you have made my dream vehicle. I've been dreaming about this car for years, since the Series 1 came out. To see what you've done now and the lengths you've gone to for me, I cannot say thank you enough to you and all the guys at DMW. Thank you so much, mate.
No worries at all, mate.
One last request, if I could, please. You cut that off me damn keyring. I do not want that on there.
You can't, mate. It's surgical stainless steel. You're not going to get rid of that. It is staying, buddy.
99% perfection, 1% not. I'll deal with that. Righto, mate. Let's get this thing loaded up and get her out of here.
Let's go.
Well, I've got to say, Graham, that is one impressive vehicle, and more so, it really suits you to a T. I mean, that's the sort of car I'd buy if I was really keen on going to inner city trendy cafes and parking out the front of, you know, those little special nightclubs out in the front of Perth CBD. Look, it suits you to a T, mate, and if I had one word to describe it, just one word, I'd probably have to say cute. Yeah, it's a very cute vehicle. Anyway, I thought I'd just interrupt your video really quickly because I've got something really cool to announce. Right now, 4Wheel Drive 24/7, we're calling this week Service Your 4Wheel Drive Week. And on our website, we've got 30% off Ryco filters and Castrol oil. So get the good gear you need to service your pride and joy and save 30%. There's no better time to service your vehicle. So jump on our website for a limited time only. And I'll tell you what, Graham, I'd like to see a little bit more mud on that shiny new car. So if you ever want to do a trip, mate, and put it up against a real world tough four-wheel drive that actually has been off-road, hit me up.
Now, little did I know I wouldn't be seeing this car again for months because, unfortunately, I'd get stuck over in WA due to lockdowns. From DMW, the big girl was shipped down to Newcastle, where Tim and the team from MITS started slogging away at the build for me. Now, I really wish I could have been a part of it, but a huge thank you goes to the whole team down there for making my dream rig come true.
The car behind me needs no introduction. This is Graham's big Y62. Graham came to me when we were in the Kimberley and he was saying, I think I'm going to build a Y62 and chop the back off it. Would you be interested in building a tray and box for it? And immediately, yes. So he teed up Reuben and the boys up at DMW to do the chop and got us to do the tray and canopy. The boys have done an unbelievable job chopping this car. It's superb. All the boxes, everything sliding in and out. It's just a brilliant looking thing. The tray and canopy actual size, this is our standard size dual cab tray. It's just slightly wider. It's the exact same size canopy that's on the D-Max currently. So we've just put everything in and scaled it up a bit. When they do these chops, they only do about a 350 extension because the car gets a little bit too long. So you don't want to go too much bigger than what we've already gone here. So on the back, we've got our under tray toolboxes, fuel fillers relocated to the back here for the big petrol V8. Coming around to the back of the tray here, this is the tap for the under tray tank, on-off switch for the pump. That's for the 70 litres. And then it's got our rear end sections here. This tray and canopy is the same length as a standard dual cab tray, but slightly wider, a little bit narrower than the American trucks. So it's a bit of a bespoke size build, exactly the same as what would go on a 200 as well. We've got our removable panels here, Flux 3D sensor mounts. These things are awesome. They're great for integrating all of those factory sensors back into your trays and canopies. We've got the short rear pull-out drawer with the removable lid. So this one's only 900 long because we've got that 70 litre tank underneath. Just the right size for keeping a few spares, bits and pieces, CVs maybe. So this canopy is constructed the same way we construct all of our canopies here at MITS Alloy. Even the one on the D-Max and the 79, we went and did all that R&D testing earlier in the year and gave an absolute hiding. So we've got our MITS strut construction, we've got our damper system that we've developed with Fulcrum and the guys up there, and we've got our flush float floor now. So everything's coming together looking really, really tidy, and we're really, really happy with the end result. Graham and the guys up at DMW can't thank you enough for letting us get involved in this build. It's an absolute stunner. It's going on a truck this afternoon back to Queensland. A few more finishing touches, then over to you, mate. Can't wait to catch up soon.
Well, folks, it has been a couple of months, but today is a very special day. You see, I am standing on home soil right here. This is my driveway in Western Australia. And right there, all the way from the East Coast, it's arrived, my Y62 Patrol. It has been chopped, it has been stretched, it's been lifted, and it's been loaded with a MITS alloy canopy. And I know exactly what you folks at home are thinking right now. Graham, get your ugly mug out of the way and give us a look. Couldn't agree more. Let's have a look at it. Well, here she is. This, folks, is proof, as far as I'm concerned, that dreams can come true. I've been dreaming about this car for, well, realistically, years. But the last 9 months, since I put the order in on a Series 5, this is exactly what I had in my head. This is what I dreamt of. And I wouldn't change one thing on this build as it stands right now. Now, I'm looking upon this at the moment as being a blank canvas. Yes, I know it's heavily modified in its current form, but there's nothing in the canopy. The engine is untouched, the interior untouched. As such, I want to build this now into my ultimate towing and touring weapon. I want to be able to tow anything I like and tour anywhere I like in Australia over the next few years. Now look, there's a fair bit going on this vehicle right now, and I want to give you a good look around it. So why don't we start up the back with the MITS canopy. Alrighty, the MITS canopy doesn't need a great deal of introduction because, of course, you've seen me run almost the exact same Evo 2 canopy on the D-Max, and I've kept it very similar. Couple of tweaks, but I've kept it very similar. Drop down easy slide here from Clearview. Haven't even got a fridge in here yet. My big drawer here with my table that comes out from underneath and my cooker on top. Heaps of storage up here. One thing you're probably noticing is just how high it is at the moment. The reason for that is that we've set the suspension up for weight. And we've got zero weight in here at the moment. We've got to put a lot in there, and when we do, we expect this suspension to come down by about an inch and a half, which is going to put it right into a usable area. But for now, she's up quite high. I've still got to do 12 volt, I've still got to do the lights. Everything's still got to go on here, but this is the kitchen side. There'll be an awning over the top, and I reckon, like I said before, it's a good start. Come around the back, because there's something I want to show you. All right, you've seen this before. This is the rear of the Evo 2 Canopy. There is a bit of a difference here. I haven't even got a spare tyre on there yet. That's how bare bones we are at the moment. But there is a bit of a difference here. Let me show you. You've seen this before, but this is my Trundle Tray. But the Trundle Tray is only half size. There's a very good reason for that. Now, there's 2 water tanks in this vehicle. I've got one on the headboard at 30 litres, and then where this would normally extend and push right back up underneath, there is another 70 litre water tank. They're both joined together and gravity fed. I've got a tap up the front for the 30, and I've got a tap on a switch down here. Have a go at that. 100 litres of fresh water. I told you I want this to be the ultimate touring vehicle. Getting there, we're getting there. Rightio, driver's side of the Canopy. This is mass storage area in here. One huge big drawer here, medium-sized drawer here, my table up the top here, which I think is one of the most handy features in this. And I can move that across if I want. It doesn't have to be on this side. I'll just unbolt that, shimmy it across. I can put it in the center, wherever I like. The Evo 2 Canopies have this one-handed opening system. So darn easy. Have a look at this for a feature. See this black guard up here? That is designed so that nothing can fall down and foul your opening mechanism on your door. You're in the middle of nowhere and you can't get your door open, you're a bit stuffed. This Canopy, as far as I'm concerned, perfect. Now come back around here. There's something I know you're going to want to see. Okay, to show you this, I've got to get down and dirty. We're going to get right down in here. I think it should be a crime to own a V8 and not be able to hear it. To that extent, we've got a twin system stainless Torqit exhaust with headers on this bad boy that sounds perfect. You can really tell it's a V8, but it doesn't have that super noise that some others do. Now they're fantastic if you're on Stockton Beach with your mates doing a TikTok, or you're going through the inner city tunnel and you want to hear it. But if you're doing 12, 14 hours a day driving in the Outback, you want that exhaust notable, but you don't want to go deaf from it. And Torqit have nailed it with these big bad boys. I'll give you a listen a bit later on, but for now, just trust me. Sweet, sweet music comes out of there. All right, let's have a look up the front here. This big bad boy right here is TJM's Outback Bar, and it has been built tough. This is a 63mm upper hoop. It is huge, designed for Australian conditions. The unfortunate truth of remote area touring is that animal strikes do happen. And I tell you what, I reckon this will handle just about anything I can throw at it, and at the same time, protect my investment. Now, we've still got to put a winch down in here. I've still got to put spotlights on. I have got my aerial mounted up the front there for the Uniden. I'll show you that inside in a second. Worth mentioning that this bar is compatible with, of course, all of your front sensors. Plug and play and away you go. Now, speaking of Uniden, let's have a look inside. Actually, before we go inside the vehicle, it's worth mentioning that one of the very first bolt-on accessories we did to the 62 was to put the custom off-road bash plates on. Now, these bash plates go all the way down the length of the vehicle and protect pretty much everything underneath. The 62's actually got quite a few bits and pieces up the front that are very susceptible. Filters, radiators, they all hang down quite low. This bash plate, totally safe. So it was the first thing I put on. All right, inside the cab of the big beastie. Now, not too much has changed in here, but I have taken the liberty of installing just one or two things. I've got my UHF hidden away down in there. That's the ATX 970 kit with the X76 receiver. I love that kit because I can change the aerial, different dBs, depending on where I am. Makes a big difference. Down here below the passenger seat, I've got one of these Cap Industries fire extinguisher brackets. So easy to put in, and it means you've got a fire extinguisher everywhere you go. Now, I've got two of them, so I'm actually going to put this one underneath the driver's seat so that I can reach it as well. Down here, of course, I've got my EVC throttle controller from Ultimate 9. I've yet to play around with that too much and see where the sweet spot is for the big V8, but I'll have fun trying. And of course, I've got a dash cam up here just in case. So that's another Uniden dash cam. And I tell you what, the resolution on these bad boys is second to none. You've got to see it to believe it. And of course, the very, very first thing that we put on this vehicle set of seat covers from Razorback. Now, these ones here, we had built up for the Patrol, but I'm actually going to get myself a set of custom ones. No, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to put on them, but I am going to get some custom embroidery like this spot here, but you'll have to wait and see what I'm going to put on them. That's it for the interior. We've still got quite a bit to do in here if we want to, but for now, luxuriate in the belly of the beast. Well, folks, I think that brings us up to scratch on where we are with this build at the moment. In case you can't tell, I'm in love with this thing. It is exactly what I have dreamed of for years. The blank canvas that I've got right now, I tell you what, I think I can see this turning into my ultimate touring and towing weapon. I want your help at home, or rather your opinion on two things. Firstly, do you rate it? Do you hate it? What do you think of my 62? Give me an honest answer in the comments down below. And number two, if you had this, what would you do next? Where would you spend your hard-earned coin? What do you reckon I should do next to this thing here? I'm gonna get it all together. I've got a couple of weeks to put the bits and pieces I need on there. Then I think I'm gonna head off and do an Oz solo before heading across Australia to meet up with Shauno. And I reckon he and I might go head to head. 62 versus a 200. Not even a competition. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep in touch. Comments down below. Next time you see this, I think it'll look vastly different. We'll see you then.